Everyone thinks of the website Teslarati as being a Tesla fan site, but an article posted there about 10 minutes ago would suggest that it is in fact a Ford blog or a Ford fan forum. Here's the title. Ford announces major strides in electrified sales in March. But when I actually tell you the numbers, I don't think you could call this a win. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. You're watching the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. I'm coming to you here from Melbourne, Australia. Believe it or not, I have owned a Ford in the past, and I don't know why, but I do like Ford, the brand. But I feel like it may be close to being on its last legs. If you look at their sales this year, well, maybe you might think the same too. If you look at my recent video, or the video that's about to come out, on the billions of dollars Ford is losing from warranty claims on their cars increasing and recalls, well, they're losing more money per car than anyone in the world currently. And it's getting worse. They've called in a new quality manager to try and help improve the quality and stop the finger pointing, because apparently that's become a big problem in Ford's culture. Anyhow, what about their sales? Are their sales going well in internal combustion engine vehicles? Well, in March, the company saw a 25.6% decrease in its sales. The good news is their electric vehicles, they did increase. But what did they increase by? Well, Tesla Ford Motor Company announced sales figures for March 2022. Its electrified sector recorded year-over-year growth compared to its internal combustion engine sector. We're talking about the United States here, by the way. Total vehicle sales for the month in the US came to 159,328, a 25.6% decrease in total sales and a 30% decrease in retail sales compared to March 2021. Truck sales were down 34.4% and 39% retail. SUV sales were down 9.4% total, 16.2% retail, and they saw decreases in sales compared to the same month last year. Ford's electrified vehicles recorded a 16.9% and 9.4% growth in total and retail sales, respectively. However, how are they going for the last 3 months? In other words, for the first quarter of this year? Well, this is what Ford had to say. Ford's electrified vehicle conquest rate is growing and climbed to 51%, up 6 percentage points over last year, the automaker added in its monthly sales release. However, the Mustang Mach-E saw a 10.4% decrease in sales in March 2022 compared to March 2021. But the vehicle is on pace to top sales figures cumulatively by a tiny percentage. As of the end of March 2021, Ford had sold 6,614 electric cars, all Mustang Mach-E's, compared to the 6,734 units they've sold this year. In other words, they've sold 120 more EVs in the first quarter of this year versus the first quarter of last year. That's an increase of 1.8%. Now, considering the fact Ford claims that they will catch up to and beat Tesla by 2025, well, the numbers don't look so good when you put it in that context. The other big problem here for Ford is they're separating their vehicles into two divisions. There's going to be Ford Factory 1, Ford Factory 2, just to kind of simplify things. Factory 1, internal combustion engines. Factory 2, electric. Ford is saying all the profits from internal combustion engines will fund the building of more factories to build electric cars. But if their vehicle sales continue to just fall off a cliff, where are they going to get all the money that they need to fund the electric cars? Well, you tell me, because I don't know. That said, Mustang Mach-E sales jumped 18% in March from February, with total sales of the Mustang family, Mach-E and Mustang totaling 5,978, Ford said in its report. Mustang Mach-E is seeing strong customer demand for all-wheel drive, with about 72% of Mach-E sales sold with all-wheel drive systems. High-performance Mach-E GT represented 27% of Mach-E sales in March. Ford reported that e-Transit sales amounted to 528 units in March as the production of that vehicle continues to grow. Ford is struggling with its other vehicles, but they say it's only for, well, a couple of reasons. Semiconductor chip shortages and parts shortages, according to the Vice President of Sales Distribution and Trucks, Andrew Frick, who said, While the global semiconductor shortage continues to create challenges, we saw improvement in March sales. I find this hard to understand considering sales were down by 26%, but this is what he's saying. Our newest products continue to turn at a record pace as Bronco Sport, Mustang Mach-E, and Mavericks had their best combined sales performance yet. With 33,400 vehicles sold, Ford is ready to deliver and position well for spring sales growth. I think the SEC should possibly look into this company making these kind of statements. If you're a Ford investor and you don't actually read the numbers, you just read these claims, then maybe you would have a fair case of saying you've been duped by these kinds of comments, because Ford keeps on saying they're in great position. Next quarter, we're going to do amazing things. And what happens? Sales continue to decline and Ford continue to have excuses. They blame BYD in China for their low sales of electric cars. They blame semiconductor manufacturers in the US. There's always someone to blame. That's not a good look in my view. Ford continues to expand its electric vehicle commitment, says Teslarati, recently separating its EV projects from its combustion engine vehicles with new divisions. Later this spring, the automaker will launch the F-150 Lightning, its first ever all-electric pickup truck, and it can't come soon enough. No matter how you look at these numbers, they're not good. They're not good whether or not you say, well, Ford's electric vehicle sales are up 1.9% versus the first quarter of 2021. That's not a good result. Ford's meant to double those numbers this year at minimum. They said they're going to triple production at the expense of other EVs. Where are those cars? I don't see where they are. Ford, wake up. Making just a couple more, 120 more EVs than you did the same quarter last year, while losing 26% of sales total versus what was a poor first quarter last year, is not good for Ford. I don't know what's going on. And in terms of Teslarati's claims that they're making major strides, well, this may be true, but we don't have any facts that prove that that is actually the case. Really, come on. I want to see numbers from Ford start to increase. Jim Farley, let's do it. I mean, realistically, shouldn't Mach-E sales be increasing by a minimum of double digits? I mean, a minimum of 10%? Surely. We're talking 1 year. 1 year in advance. I mean, look at all the Chinese electric car companies. The majority of them are up by 200, 300, 400, even 900% versus the same quarter last year. As you can see, this disruption is hitting Ford in a big way, even though these Chinese car companies are not yet in the US. In my view, it's only a matter of time. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Have a great day. Bye-bye.